Imagine a little girl, no older than 7, standing in front of a crowd of reporters, her tiny hands clenched into fists, her eyes sparkling with determination. Her name is Hannah Jonathan, and she has one simple request: to meet Donald Trump. What happens next is a heartwarming tale that leaves everyone speechless. Hannah Jonathan was just an ordinary little girl from a small town. She loved playing outside, drawing pictures of unicorns, and most importantly, she adored her mother, Rachel Jonathan. Rachel was not just a mom. She was Hannah's best friend and biggest supporter. One sunny afternoon, while they were watching the news together, Hannah saw Donald Trump giving a speech. His confidence and charisma captivated her. She turned to her mother and said, "Mom, I want to meet him." Rachel smiled at her daughter's ambition, but thought it was just a fleeting wish. However, Hannah was serious. She began planning how she could make this happen. "I'm going to write him a letter," she declared with determination. With crayons in hand, Hannah poured her heart into that letter. She wrote about her dreams, her love for her country, and why she believed meeting Donald Trump would be special. Have you ever had a dream that felt so big it made your heart race? That's exactly how Hannah felt. Once the letter was complete, Rachel helped her address it to the president's office. They both knew it was a long shot, but they sent it off with hope in their hearts. As days turned into weeks, Hannah kept asking her mom if they had heard back yet. Rachel reassured her that sometimes good things take time. But deep down, she worried. What if they never heard back? Would Hannah be disappointed? Have you ever felt that way about something you really wanted? Then one day, just as they were finishing dinner, there was a knock at the door. It was the mailman with a special delivery. Hannah's eyes widened as she tore open the envelope. Inside was a handwritten note from Donald Trump himself. He thanked her for her letter and invited her to a rally in their state where he would be speaking. Can you imagine the excitement? Hannah jumped up and down, squealing with joy. This was happening. If you are inspired with this story, please kindly hit the subscription button now. Thanks a lot for doing that. We do appreciate your love and support. The day of the rally arrived, and Hannah wore her favorite red dress, just like the one she imagined wearing when she met Trump. Rachel held her hand tightly as they made their way through the crowd. The energy was electric. As they approached the stage, Hannah's heart raced with anticipation. She could see him now, Donald Trump, larger than life. But what would he say? How would he react? Would he even notice her? Finally, it was time for Hannah to step forward. With courage that belied her age, she called out, "Mr. Trump, I'm Hannah. I wrote you a letter." The crowd fell silent as all eyes turned to her. Trump paused mid-sentence and looked down at the little girl standing in front of him. The expression on his face shifted from surprise to delight. "Well, hello there. You wrote me a letter?" he asked with a smile. What happened next left everyone speechless. Instead of simply acknowledging her, Trump knelt down to Hannah's level. He asked her about her dreams and what she wanted to be when she grew up. Can you imagine how special that moment felt for Hannah? In that brief encounter, he made her feel seen and valued. It wasn't just a photo op. It was a genuine connection between a powerful figure and an innocent child with big dreams. After the rally, Rachel reflected on the day's events. She realized that sometimes it's the simplest gestures that leave the most profound impact. Have you ever had someone make you feel important in such a way? Hannah returned home with memories that would last a lifetime, a story she could share for years to come. It wasn't just about meeting Donald Trump. It was about believing in herself and chasing her dreams. So what can we learn from Hannah's incredible journey? It's about courage, determination, and the power of believing in ourselves. If a little girl can muster the bravery to reach out to someone so influential, what's stopping us from pursuing our own dreams? As Hannah settled back into her routine after the rally, life continued as usual for her and Rachel. School days were filled with laughter and learning. Playground adventures became stories shared over dinner. Yet every now and then, Hannah would reminisce about that magical day when she met Donald Trump. One afternoon while drawing in her room, Hannah decided to create a scrapbook dedicated to that memorable event. She carefully placed the letter she had written alongside photographs from the rally and even printed out articles that had been written about her encounter with the former president. Each page told a story of hope and ambition. Rachel watched as Hannah pored over her scrapbook with pride, feeling grateful for the experience they had shared together. It reminded Rachel of how important it is to nurture dreams in children, to encourage them to reach for the stars no matter how impossible those dreams may seem. As weeks passed into months, Hannah's story began to spread beyond their small town. Local news stations picked up on it, and soon enough, national outlets were interested in interviewing the little girl who had captured the attention of Donald Trump himself. Rachel found herself juggling interviews while still maintaining their everyday life. During one such interview, a reporter asked Hannah what she wanted to do when she grew up. Without hesitation, she replied, "I want to be president." The audience erupted in applause and laughter at her innocent yet ambitious declaration. The clip went viral on social media platforms, inspiring countless others who saw it. Hannah's newfound fame came with its own set of challenges too. While many people admired her courage, there were also critics who questioned why a child should be given such attention for simply wanting to meet someone famous. Rachel reminded Hannah that not everyone would understand or support her dreams, but what mattered most was how she felt about herself. One evening after school, as they sat together on the couch watching television, Rachel turned to Hannah and said, "You know, sweetheart, it's okay if not everyone agrees with your dreams or believes in them like we do." Hannah nodded thoughtfully, absorbing her mother's words. "But Mom," she replied earnestly, "if I believe in myself enough, then isn't that all that matters?" Rachel smiled warmly at her daughter's wisdom. How profound it was coming from someone so young. As time went on and life continued its course, Hannah never lost sight of her ambitions or dreams of becoming president someday. She started participating in school debates and joined student council activities where she could express herself more freely and learn about leadership firsthand. Through all these experiences, both good and bad, Hannah remained determined to make an impact on those around her while staying true to herself. She often thought back to that day at the rally when Donald Trump had taken time out of his busy schedule just to listen to her. In school assemblies where students shared their goals or aspirations for future careers, Hannah would always proudly mention how meeting Trump inspired her journey toward public service and leadership roles within their community. Rachel often marveled at how far they had come since that initial letter had been sent off months ago. It truly felt like just yesterday when they were sitting together on their living room couch dreaming about possibilities beyond their wildest imaginations. One day during recess at school, while playing tag with friends on the playground, one of the boys asked Hannah if she really thought she could become president someday. Without hesitation, she replied confidently, "Of course. If I can meet Donald Trump, then anything is possible." Her friends cheered enthusiastically. Some even declared they would vote for her when the time came. It filled Hannah's heart with joy knowing that others believed in her too. It fueled her desire even more to pursue greatness. As spring turned into summer and summer melted into fall again, Hannah found herself becoming more involved not only within school but also throughout their local community by volunteering at various events organized by different charitable organizations aimed at helping those less fortunate than themselves. With each new experience gained through these volunteer opportunities came invaluable lessons learned about empathy towards others' struggles while also fostering connections within diverse groups of people living around them, all contributing factors shaping who she wanted to become later in life. One weekend while volunteering at a food drive alongside other students from school, Hannah encountered an elderly gentleman who seemed lonely sitting off by himself near one corner of the room filled with bustling activity all around him. Feeling compelled by compassion towards him, Hannah approached him cautiously asking if he needed anything or wanted company during this busy event unfolding before them both. His face lit up instantly upon hearing someone take notice of him amidst all chaos surrounding them. They began chatting about everything, from his childhood memories growing up during different eras throughout history, to discussing current events happening today. Hannah listened intently, soaking up every word spoken by this wise man, sharing stories filled with laughter mixed alongside heartfelt sentiments expressed throughout their conversation together. Before parting ways, Hannah made sure to exchange contact information, promising she'd visit him again soon. Realizing how important it is not only to give back, but also forge meaningful relationships along life's journey ahead. As seasons changed once more, the annual school election approached where students would run campaigns vying for various leadership positions, including president, among peers within each grade level participating this year. Eagerly preparing herself accordingly, Hannah brainstormed ideas on how best present herself before classmates during speeches planned ahead, while also creating colorful posters showcasing key points outlining vision shared among fellow students should they elect her into office eventually. When election day finally arrived, Hannah stood nervously before classmates delivering heartfelt speech outlining goals intended should she win presidency position offered within student council, emphasizing importance teamwork collaboration amongst peers working together toward common objectives set forth collectively. Her enthusiasm radiated throughout auditorium, filled with cheering voices supporting candidates running alongside each other. Everyone seemed captivated by passion displayed during presentation given, conveying genuine desire, make positive changes happen within school environment overall. After votes were counted later that afternoon, Hannah's heart raced, anxiously awaiting results announced live over loudspeaker, echoing throughout halls filled anticipation, buzzing excitement surrounding outcome expected soon. Finally, the moment came when principal stepped forward announcing winner chosen this year. The crowd erupted into applause, cheers erupted filling air around them, all celebrating victory achieved together collectively. Hannah couldn't believe it when name called out loud. She had won presidency position. Overwhelmed emotions washed over her, instantly tears streaming down cheeks filled joy gratitude, knowing hard work dedication paid off, ultimately achieving dream realized today. In following weeks ahead, Hannah embraced responsibilities associated role wholeheartedly taking initiative organizing various events aimed at fostering unity among student body encouraging participation involvement across grade levels, alike promoting inclusivity acceptance, everyone regardless background differences held dear personally, each individual represented school community overall. Through tireless efforts put forth alongside fellow classmates working collaboratively together, they successfully organized fundraiser benefiting local shelters, providing resources support families struggling hardship, faced daily challenges, encountered living nearby communities surrounding them all. As months flew by, Hannah continued thriving within role serving, diligently striving ensure everyone felt welcomed, valued, respected regardless circumstances, faced daily life, lived outside walls surrounding school grounds themselves. Looking back, reflecting journey traveled thus far, Hannah realized how much had changed since first writing letter reaching out seeking connection with someone influential like Donald Trump, ultimately leading pathway discovered along way shaping future envisioned ahead full possibilities limitless potential waiting unfold before eyes eager explore adventures await next chapter life, waiting patiently discover, awaiting patiently unfolding ahead. With each passing day filled laughter friendships, formed memories created lasting impressions, etched forever hearts minds alike. Hannah understood importance living moment fully cherishing every experience gained along way reminding self never lose sight dreams aspirations held close always remaining grounded humble throughout journey embarked upon together alongside loved ones supporting every step taken moving forward toward brighter tomorrow filled hope promise awaiting ahead. As Hannah settled into her role as president of the student council, she quickly realized that leadership was more than just organizing events and making announcements. It was about listening to her peers, understanding their needs, and fostering an environment where everyone felt included and valued. She often recalled the elderly gentleman she had met during the food drive, whose stories had opened her eyes to the importance of compassion and connection. Inspired by him, Hannah made it her mission to ensure that every student at her school felt heard. One day, during a lunch break, Hannah overheard a group of students whispering in a corner. They seemed upset, and as she approached them, she could see that one of the girls, Mia, was on the verge of tears. "What's wrong?" Hannah asked gently, sitting down beside them. Mia looked up, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It's just, I don't know if I belong here," she admitted. "I feel like I don't fit in with anyone." The other students nodded in agreement, echoing Mia's sentiments. Hannah's heart ached for them. She remembered feeling out of place when she first started school. "You know," she said softly, "everyone feels that way sometimes. But that's why we need to support each other. We can create a club, a safe space where everyone is welcome to share their thoughts and feelings." The idea sparked a flicker of hope in Mia's eyes. "Really? You think people would want to join?" "Absolutely," Hannah replied enthusiastically. "We can call it the Friendship Club. We can meet once a week to talk about anything, school, life, dreams, whatever we want. It'll be a place where we can all feel accepted. With newfound determination, Hannah rallied her classmates to help her launch the Friendship Club. They created colorful posters to hang around the school and spread the word during morning announcements. The excitement grew as students began to express interest in joining. On the first day of their meeting, Hannah was nervous but also exhilarated. Would anyone show up? To her delight, a small group gathered in the art room. Mia, a few of her friends, and even some students Hannah had never spoken to before. As they settled in, Hannah introduced herself and explained the purpose of the club. "This is a space for everyone," she said warmly. "No judgment, just friendship." The first meeting was filled with laughter and tentative sharing. They played icebreaker games and shared their favorite hobbies. Hannah felt a sense of pride as she watched her classmates open up to one another. By the end of the hour, they had all exchanged contact information and made plans for their next meeting. As weeks turned into months, the Friendship Club flourished. More students joined, and the atmosphere became one of warmth and acceptance. They organized fun activities like game nights, art projects, and even community service outings. Each week, Hannah noticed how much more connected her classmates became with one another. It was a beautiful transformation that filled her heart with joy. However, not everything was smooth sailing for Hannah. As she navigated her responsibilities as president and club leader, she faced challenges that tested her resolve. One afternoon, after a particularly long day at school filled with meetings and planning sessions, Hannah received an unexpected message from a classmate named Jake. "Hey Hannah," it read, "I heard you're doing great things with the Friendship Club, but honestly, why do you care so much? It's just middle school. No one really thinks this stuff matters." Hannah stared at her phone in disbelief. Did Jake really think that kindness and community didn't matter? She felt a mix of frustration and sadness wash over her. Instead of responding immediately, she took a moment to gather her thoughts. The next day at school, Hannah approached Jake during lunch. "Can we talk?" she asked quietly. He looked surprised but nodded. They found a quiet spot away from the bustling cafeteria. "I saw your message," Hannah began carefully, "and I wanted to understand where you're coming from." Jake shrugged, looking down at his tray. "I just think it's silly to put so much effort into something that won't matter in a few years." "But what if it does matter?" Hannah countered gently. "What if these friendships we're building now help us become better people later? What if they teach us how to support each other through tough times?" Jake hesitated, his expression softening slightly. "I guess I never thought about it like that." Hannah continued, "You know, when I started this club, I wanted to create a space where everyone feels they belong. I believe that every little act of kindness can make a big difference, not just for us now but for our future too." Jake looked thoughtful for a moment before finally nodding slowly. "Okay, I see your point. Maybe I should give it a chance." Encouraged by their conversation, Hannah invited Jake to attend the next Friendship Club meeting as a guest. To her surprise, he accepted. When he walked through the door that week, there were whispers among the members. Some were curious while others were excited. Hannah welcomed him warmly and introduced him to the group. As they played games and shared stories, Jake began to relax and engage with everyone else. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey today. If you enjoyed this video and want more inspiring stories like this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Together, let's continue spreading awareness and compassion, because every act of kindness counts.